Thanks for coming back. So today I'm going to be going over my easy everyday look. A lot of products you can find at the drugstore, so it's also pretty cheap. And it pretty much works with any color scheme you're going to be wearing throughout the day, because all of the colors I usually tend to use are pretty neutral. So if you want to see how I created this look, then keep watching and I'll see you next time. e.l.f. primer, which looks like that. Comes out as you twist it. I'm just gonna smudge that on my eyelid. Gonna blend it out all the way up to my brow bone with my finger. Now the warmth of your finger usually helps to set makeup into the skin, helps it blend a little bit more. My 224 fluffy brush, my favorite brush. And from this Sephora palette, I'm going to take this color here, which is kind of like a taupe color. Going to dust off any excess, and I'm really just going to buff that pretty generously into my crease area. I'm going to highlight under my brow area, and from that same palette, I'm going to take this nice shimmery color, more of a champagne shimmer, and with that same brush, I'm going to dip it, dust off any excess, and just dust that right underneath. The Roll-On Shimmer by NYX in the nude shade. So it comes like that with a little ballpoint end. And I'm going to apply that mainly towards the center of my lid. And this is just going to attract the light towards the center of my eye. Make me look more awake, brighten up that whole area. And if you feel the need to blend it out, because there's really no rhyme or reason to applying this, I just kind of use the very edge of my pinky finger and just kind of wisp it out. Eye Studio Gel Liner in black with my favorite hard angled brush by Benefit. Which looks like that. I'm going to dip that in. And of course, I'm going to wing out my eyeliner. So starting from the inner corner, dragging it all the way out, and wing. Me, an everyday look usually consists of a wing, regardless of how my eyeshadow looks. There's a few times where I'm just kind of fresh face and I just walk out with mascara. But if I have the time, I'll always wing out my eyes. My Favy mascara. Lots of lashes in black. Gonna apply a coat to my top lashes. Before I move on to my lower lash line, I'm gonna do my face. So my face has been kind of dry lately with this transitional weather, hot, cold, hot, cold. So I'm going to use a foundation that gives my skin a little bit more of a dewy glow finish. So I usually like using these. This is my L'Oreal True Match foundation, and then I also have my Bare Skin from Bare Minerals foundation. Now, in order to narrow it down even more, because my face today in particular looks more on the dull side, I'm going to use my Bare Skin. I am in the shade Bare Buff, which is number 10. This has a brightening serum in it, so that's going to kind of give my skin a little bit more life today because it's just in dire need of it. So I'm going to give it a really good shake. I'm going to put on my hand about 2 drops, and this foundation is measured by the drop, which is nice because it helps to preserve a lot of that foundation, so you're not using like a crap ton and going a little overboard. I'm just going to dot that on my face, so I use both drops on this side of my face, and I'm just going to stipple it with my e.l.f. stippling brush. And it is duo fiber, which is kind of nice. It doesn't look too streaky or anything. I'm feathering it down to my neck so that there's no harsh demarcation line. And now that I've pressed most of the foundation into my skin, I'm gonna at the same time buff it in. Take 2 more drops, do the other side of my face. Using my finger, dot it on. And it's always nice to measure it in that sense, so when you dot on, you know you're not dotting on too much. Now I will finish with my lower lash line. I'm going to take that same color that I used in the very beginning, a shadow liner brush. This one is 219 from MAC, and I'm tapping off any excess and then just lining my lower lash line. Apply a coat of my mascara to my lower lash line. And I usually like to get the product on the lash first by doing it this way, and then I'll go in sideways and kind of brush it down to help lengthen and evenly distribute the product along the lash. Bare Minerals Well Rested Face and Eye Brightener. So it comes with a brush like that, and then at the very bottom, this is the twisting applicator. The product then shows up in the brush, like so, if you can see that. It's really pearly, translucent liquid gel. So it's universal for any skin tone. And I just applied that in an upside down triangle underneath my eyes, down the center of my nose, and I'm gonna hit my cupid's bow a little bit just to highlight that area. My favorite e.l.f. flat foundation brush, and I'm just patting that down and out to blend it in. Mineral Veil from Bare Minerals. I'm dusting a little bit of product into that cap that you just saw. You can see that, there it is. And I'm taking a fluffy brush like so, pretty large dome brush. I'm just gonna swirl it into that product, tap off any excess, and just kind of dust it right underneath the eye area. And this product is translucent, so it's still gonna keep the light areas light. So as you can see, everything else is set, but the light is still concentrated towards the areas that I already brightened. And now I'm going to take my e.l.f. blush brush. I'm taking my favorite bronzer, which is by Tarte, Amazonian Clay Park Avenue Princess, and I'm just going to accentuate underneath my cheekbones. And I love this bronzer. This is the matte one. There's the original, and then this is the matte. So it'll help to keep the oil at bay, and it doesn't move. So it stays in place, and it's not like that orangey color, so it's not gonna oxidize and change colors on you throughout the day, which is what I also love about this product. Favorite blush brush, and I have so many brushes, but this one just takes the cake. Why? Because it has the prettiest little floral design, which you've heard me say in so many videos. And this brush itself, I believe it is synthetic hair. It is just so fluffy and soft. It just feels like an airbrush on your skin. It's ridiculous. So I'm going to take, I will use this nice universal peach color by MILANI in Luminoso. I'm just gonna swirl it in here. I'm gonna fake smile. And I'm just gonna apply this in a backward motion from the apples back. Taking my e.l.f., if you can see this. This is the Shimmering Facial Whip. So it comes in a little tube like this. I'm going to squeeze some on the back of my hand first. Sometimes you have to give it a good little shake can see. So I'm going to use my middle finger, just kind of rub it in there. And I'm going to apply this right on the top of my cheekbones, highest point. And I'm dabbing it really, just so that it doesn't glob too much anywhere, back and forth, side to side, up and down. And you can already see that that's a lot more shimmery and bright than the other side. There, we're not done yet. This is my Pure Radiance by Bare Minerals. So you can see the little speckles. That's literally all that I'm going to use. Fiber fan brush. I'm going to coat my brush. And I'm going to lightly dust on the facial whip. And it's just going to give it a little bit more of a glow. Mix nude in the matte lipstick line. And as you can see, it is still a favorite because this was in my video from like July and August, and I still love this one. It's nude, but it still gives you that nice pinkish hue. And maybe it'd be easier if I stopped talking while I applied this. A little bit of gloss to give it a little bit more shine, defeating the matte purpose, obviously. And to make your lips look a little bit more plump and healthy looking. I applied just a little amount and then rubbed my lips together, and this was the, you can't really see it anymore because it's a oldie but goodie, but my BONNEBELL lip lights, and this is in, I want to say, Capucino, which is a pretty translucent color. I usually put it on top of any lipstick just to give it a little bit of a shine, and it doesn't add too much of a tint at the same token. So I'm going to change out of this shirt, and you'll see the finished product. All done. So I just, well, this, let me just say, this is 2-day-old curls. So I've just been kind of wearing it out until it needs to be washed. And I just clipped it back here to give it a little bit of something with this tousled look until they wear out. And I, of course, am nerding it out today and wearing my Avengers long sleeve, which I bought at Forever 21, which I think is awesome because I am a Marvel girl and I love all the movies. I actually like the comics as well as the video games. So I hope you guys like this video. Super easy everyday makeup that I usually love to wear on any outing, and what's nice is that it'll work with any color scheme you're going with for the day. Hence, I'm wearing green today, and this doesn't clash. It's very neutral, so it'll work with anything that you guys were deciding to wear that day. And I did decide to, as you can see, tightline my waterline with the white eyeliner. Mine is from NYX, and that's totally optional. For me, it just, I totally did it last minute, but it just makes it that much more of a cleaner, bright-eyed look, which I was going for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and of course, I will list everything that I used down below, and if you have any questions or comments, just let me know, and I'll get back to you.